So excited to share this story because there is a local teacher in Westport at Coleytown Middle School who is nominated for his first Tony. And he's the theater teacher here.
Oh, look at that. Tony Awards. I guess I'm officially a Tony nominee. I'm still a little bit in shock that this is all happening. For me, I always wanted to be an actor on Broadway. And then that shifted when I went into education and left the theater. And then I sort of mixed the two and started teaching theater and continued working. And now just being part of the Broadway community, even a small piece of the Broadway community, is incredibly special. For all the shows that I've directed over the years.
30 years full-time teacher at Coleytown. How does that transition to Tony-nominated play?
About 7 years ago, I reached out to my friend Eric Falkenstein, who is a Broadway producer, a multi-Tony award-winning Broadway producer who lives in Westport. We grew up together at Camp Echo Lake. We were acting together on stage when we were like 10 and 11. And I sort of reached out one day and said, Eric, what's the possibility that I could become an investor in Broadway? And he said, why would you stop at investing? Why don't you become a producer? And then he reached out with John Proctor's The Villian with Sadie Sink. And I jumped in at the last minute, and I sort of woke up in this dream of the most incredible play.
Not one Tony nomination, not two, not three, seven.
7 incredible Tony nominations.
And Sadie Sink is nominated for Best Actress. High school kids flocking to the theater to seeing this and coming out in tears and loving it. Did you know it was going to have that reaction?
I had no idea, and I don't remember any play ever that's been on Broadway that's had this sort of youth reaction. All of the audience members that were laughing during the show were crying outside as they were thinking about their own life experience and what they saw in the theater. For theater to move people in that way, especially a young audience, is incredible. I've been able to enjoy the Tonys through a former student of mine, Justin Paul, and the last time I was at the Tonys, I was there celebrating Justin with him. I went to the after party, I was holding his Tony Award. It's pretty exciting to now be in that position, and Justin will be there, so I'm looking forward to maybe holding my own Tony and handing it to him to take a picture with me.
So I asked Ben if he thinks he will win the Tony. He said there's a lot of tough competition in the play category, but as everyone says, it is an honor just to be nominated, and you know what? That's legit. That's just not a cliche. He is so incredibly honored. And what an exciting thing, not just for him and his family, but for the entire school community. Coleytown Middle School teacher nominated for a Tony. Incredible.